السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم والصادق الأمين حبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, we have spent, today is the 16th night of the month of Ramadan. Half of Ramadan has passed. Time for muhasabah, time for accountability. Let's gauge ourselves. How are we in our ibadah? Are we moving forward than what we were 16 days ago? Or have we regressed, come back to the same situation that we were before the beginning of the month of Ramadan? I would like to remind first and foremost myself, what we engage in today, right this moment, one of the most beloved acts to Allah Azza wa Jalla, worshipping Him by performing as-salah. The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith recorded by Imam al-Tabarani, and inshallah it is Hasan at least. The hadith is, and a similar version is found in Tirmidhi. The hadith is, on the day of judgment, people will be brought forth, and the only thing that will gauge for is salah. If that is sound, everything else that follows will be sound. And if that is corrupt, everything else that will be followed is corrupt. Let me rephrase what I said. The first thing that they will be questioned for is as-salah, not the only thing. The Prophet ﷺ is telling us a central principle in Islam. The easiest way to enter Jannah, the foolproof way to enter into Jannah, the easiest way to remove yourself from an-nar, from the fire of hell, is to perfect your salah. In fact, if you think about this, this hadith is something that Allah Azza wa Jalla has described in great detail in the Quran. Both aspects of the hadith. The first aspect is that if a person's salah is sound, everything that follows will be sound. Think about it. Allah says in the beginning of Surah Al-Mu'minun, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. The word qad means for affirmative. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Indeed, the believers are successful. الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. They are the ones, when they perform salah, they have khushu'. This is the first quality Allah mentions about the believers. These are people who are successful, but how are they successful? The first quality, the people, when they perform salah, they have khushu', they perfected the salah. The second quality, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنِ اللَّغْوِ مُعْرِضُونَ. They are people who curb their tongues. They have complete reign and control over their tongues. The third quality, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِلزَّكَاةِ فَاعِلُونَ. These are people who give zakah frequently. فَاعِلُونَ, doers of zakah. They frequently give zakah. They frequently give charity. They are generous. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ. These are people who protect their private parts. They don't engage in that which Allah has prohibited of them. They don't look at things. They don't talk about things. They don't want to listen to things. And they don't want to engage in actions that Allah has prohibited. Understand this. Remember the hadith that I mentioned? The person, the first thing we question for is salah. If his salah is sound, everything that follows will be sound. Listen to the first quality. These are people who perform salah, they have khushu'. And then the ayahs continue, إِلَّا عَلَىٰ أَزْوَاجِهِمْ أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ غَيْرُ مَلُومِينَ فَمَنْ لَمْ يَتَغَرَّ وَرَاءَ ذَلِكَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْعَادُونَ. These are qualities mentioned of people who protect their private parts. Listen to how Allah further continues. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِأَمَانَاتِهِمْ وَعَهْدِهِمْ رَاعُونَ. These are people that they hold fast to their covenants and promises. When a trust is given to them, amana, they take care of it. And when they make a promise, they abide by it. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَلَى صَلَوَاتِهِمْ يُحَافِظُونَ. These are people who guard the salah. They protect it. They make sure that no matter what happens, they perform the salah correctly. Everything else is secondary. They'll make sure they come to the masjid. When they come to the masjid, they'll make every effort to come to the first row. They'll try to make sure they come early before the time for salah begins, so that they can pray sunnah and they can get into the mood of salah. And then they have salatul farq, and they pray that with full khushu'. And after that, they follow, inshallah, if they can, the tarawih. And Allah says what? أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْوَارِثُونَ. These are inheritors. الَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْفِرْدَوْسَ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. Interestingly, Allah used the words warath, which means inheritors. These are people who are warithun, these are inheritors. Inheritance is something which is a right upon the person whom it is given to. Think about this. These people, Allah is guaranteeing them, if they correct their salah and follow all of these guidelines, these will inherit without doubt al-firdaus. May Allah make us more Muslims. Come over to the flip side. The second aspect of the hadith. If their salah is not sound, see how Allah mentions everything else that follows will be unsound, will be corrupted. Allah has mentioned another argument to this hadith, and inshallah this is what we'll end with. In the second half of Surah Al-Muddathir, Allah talks about a situation in which the people of Jannah are in Jannah and the people of Nar are in the fire. And then the people of Jannah, fi jannatin yatasa'alun, the people of Jannah are questioning each other. What about so and so? He used to go to the masjid with me. I married my daughter to him. Wallahi, I still read the Quran with him. What happened to him? He's not here. Then they do what? Adil mujrimeen. Then they start questioning the mujrimeen. This is one time Allah is giving the people of Jannah an opportunity to convert the people of hellfire. And the people of Jannah is asking them, Ma salakakum fi saqar? What caused you to end up over here in Jahannam? What's the first thing they say? قَالُوا لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. We were not from al-musallin. Al-musallin, my brothers, is not a title given to someone who prays now and then. Al-musallin are people who pray frequently, not just frequently, regularly. Al-musallin are people, when they pray, they have complete khushu. They're not concerned about whether they have to buy fruits for their house or whether they have to answer so-and-so person's call. They're not concerned about anything else. Al-musallin are people that when they pray, they have absolute, complete focus in salah. وَلَمْ نَكُ نُطْعِمُ الْمِسْكِينَ. See, the moment the salah corrupted, what happened? They stopped feeding the poor people. وَكُنَّا نَخُوضُ مَعَ الْخَائِضِينَ. Now they have stopped praying and they have stopped feeding the poor people. They have extra time and extra money on their hands. What they do? They start disobeying Allah. And what are the things they do? They engage in actions that are fruitless, that are useless. And they start misusing their tongues. Exact opposite of people, when they perform salah perfectly, it defends them. And then what Allah says, حَتَّى أَتَانَ الْيَقِينَ. وَكُنَّا نُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ. My apologies. They went a step further ahead. They went and denied the day of judgment. You know what? Nothing will happen to us. Their evil deeds caused them to go ahead and in fact completely deny the day of judgment. That they have standing in front of Allah and find what? حَتَّى أَتَانَ الْيَقِينَ. Until al-yaqeen to overtook them. Al-yaqeen is what? Death. My brothers and sisters, it is time right now for you and I to perfect our salah. We cannot wait till Laylatul Qadr. We cannot wait even till tomorrow Fajr. Today, right now. We do not know when yaqeen will come to us. Since the beginning of Ramadan here, at least I have done 2 janazah in this masjid. 2 people in the month of Ramadan. Allah is decreed for their souls to be taken. May Allah make us all amongst those who are able to perfect our salah. And may Allah give us the opportunity to finish Ramadan, inshallah.